Okay, so get this. For today's deep dive, we're looking at this YouTube channel. It's called Luz en Movimiento de Unidad,
LMDU.
which translates to
Light in Movement of Unity. Catchy, right?
it is. And what's got us intrigued about LEMDU today?
Well, they're calling themselves a university now.
A university of spirituality and unification, to be exact, complete with lectures and homework assignments.
Yeah, you heard that right. Homework. Like spiritual pop quizzes or something.
And these aren't your average self-help gurus leading these courses.
Yeah.
We're talking about some serious heavy hitters in the spiritual realm.
Oh, yeah. We're talking Jesus, Mary Magdalene, even Nikola Tesla make an appearance. If you just tuned in, buckle up.
Now, it's important to clarify, these historical figures weren't physically present. The channel hosts claimed to be channeling these messages. So think channeling, esoteric teachings, the works.
It's a lot to unpack. This first lecture dives right into introducing this whole university concept. They waste no time bringing out the big guns, so to speak.
10 different masters, each with their own area of expertise. Let's break it down, shall we?
What?
First up, Jesus himself, the message, personal responsibility and transformation.
It's fascinating. They present Jesus not just as this figure of faith, but as someone urging you to take control of your spiritual journey, you know? He emphasizes that we all have this potential for change within us.
Less about waiting for divine intervention and more about, like, stepping into your power.
Exactly. It makes you think about free will, how much agency we really have in shaping our lives, and that emphasis on action is a common thread.
Okay, so next we've got Mary Magdalene.
Teaching, loving manifestation.
Okay, but hold on. Before you think it's that whole wish it and it will come true thing.
Right. Mary Magdalene emphasizes inner balance as the foundation for manifestation.
So it's more about getting yourself together internally before you can see those changes externally.
Exactly. It's about laying the groundwork.
Yeah, get ready for this one.
Hold on to your hats because things are about to get seriously cosmic.
Tell me you're not talking about
Antares.
Antares. And who, pray tell, is Antares?
According to our channel host, Antares is this ancient being who had encounters with extraterrestrials. He's the one who brings in the concept of quantum leaps, these massive internal shifts that create ripples outwards.
So, like, imagine dropping a pebble in a pond. But instead of just ripples in the water, it's like your personal growth is causing this chain reaction throughout the universe.
It's a pretty powerful image. It speaks to this idea that we are not isolated beings, but part of this vast interconnected web.
And speaking of interconnectedness, that leads us perfectly to the next master on the roster, Yakasa.
And this one's a little different.
How so?
Yakasa is described not as a single being, but a collective consciousness of 7 great brothers.
7, like a spiritual boy band?
Not exactly, but they do have a unifying theme, unified vision.
Unified vision. All right, break that down for me.
Imagine being able to see beyond just your senses, beyond the limitations of our normal perception. You start recognizing this fundamental oneness of everything.
Okay, so less about what you see with your eyes and more about shifting your entire perception of reality.
Precisely.
This is a lot to take in, and we're not even close to finish.
Oh, we're just getting started. Next up, we've got Enoch.
Enoch, as in the Enoch from the Bible.
One and the same, or at least that's how they're presenting him. He's not just a biblical scholar here, though. He's like this chronicler of extraterrestrial encounters.
So we've gone from inner balance to quantum leaps to cosmic consciousness, and now we're adding ancient astronauts to the mix. This deep dive is wild.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, in walks Nikola Tesla.
Tesla, the inventor. In a spiritual university, you've got to be kidding me.
Right, it's a curveball for sure. They present him through this lens of universal energy, or as they later clarify, unitary energy.
So it's like spiritual energy meets science.
Exactly. They talk about using specific number sequences to tap into this energy, almost like a technological approach to spirituality.
Like a scientific formula for spiritual growth. Mind officially blown. What's next? Are we going to be like pulling out our calculators and meditation?
That's for part 2.
Okay, wait. Before we go full-blown cosmic, let's bring it back down to Earth for a sec.
Yeah.
Well, almost. Next up in our lineup of masters, King Solomon.
Ah, Solomon, the wisest of the wise. In this university setting, they've got him focusing on the power of symbols.
Symbols, we're talking like cryptic signs, ancient hieroglyphics, that kind of thing.
Well, not just the visual representations, the teaching here is that symbols hold and transmit energy, like conduits for spiritual forces.
So imagine a symbol isn't just a pretty picture, but like a tool, a battery charged with specific energy.
Precisely. And speaking of harnessing energy, they bring in Saint-Germain, the violet flame guy.
Hold on, violet flame, like a spiritual bonfire we're talking about.
Think of it more as a purifying energy, a way to transmute those negative patterns. It's about personal transformation leading to what he calls divine life.
Okay, so upgrading your spiritual operating system, becoming the best version of yourself, powered by the violet flame. I like it.
Right. And just when you think they've covered it all, they throw in one last curveball. A message from an unnamed master.
Ooh, a mysterious master. That's how you keep things interesting. What's the message all about?
New beginnings. Seeing things with a fresh perspective.
So it's like after that crash course and all things esoteric, they're saying, okay, now go apply it, but don't get stuck in old patterns. Start fresh.
And that's where the homework comes in. Throughout this whole spiritual university presentation, they're dropping these calls to action. It's not just about listening, but actually integrating these teachings.
It's like those online courses where they're all about implementation. Don't just consume the content, apply it.
Right. And some of these assignments are pretty interesting. Mary Magdalene's loving manifestation homework. Figure out what creates inner balance for you. Then go do it.
So if meditation makes you feel balanced, commit to that daily practice. If it's spending time in nature, schedule those hikes. It's about taking responsibility. Pretty practical for a spiritual university, no?
I'd say so. Then there's Antares' quantum leap homework. He's all about examining your beliefs, looking for areas where a shift could create that ripple effect.
So you believe you're no good at something? Maybe challenge that belief. Could unlock a hidden talent.
And B, then there's Yakasa's unified vision assignment.
Which is?
Practicing perceiving that interconnectedness in daily life.
Okay, so next time you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, see the bigger picture. We're all just trying to get somewhere, connected in that shared experience of being stuck.
Exactly. And even Solomon gets in on the action.
Oh, how so?
Homework assignment. Meditate with the goal of receiving a personal symbol.
Wow. That's fascinating. So instead of a reading assignment, it's like tapping into your own inner wisdom. Have you ever tried anything like that?
I have, and while I can't say I've had a direct line to ancient kings or anything, the practice of meditation can definitely lead to some interesting insights.
And of course, Saint-Germain and his call to action, utilizing that violet flame for transformation, paying attention to how it affects you internally.
So if you're carrying around anger or resentment, imagine that violet flame just burning it away, making space for peace, forgiveness.
Like a visualization technique almost.
Right. But it's important to note even the channel hosts acknowledge this is a lot to take in.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've gone from channeling Jesus to quantum physics to ancient symbols, all in like one sitting. It's a lot for anyone to process.
Totally. And it's normal, when you're hit with that much information to want to shut down or revert to something familiar, comforting.
Like, I don't know, watching cat videos on YouTube. No judgment here.
None whatsoever. So how do we unpack all of this? We've got a blend of spiritual traditions, New Age concepts, a dash of Tesla thrown in for good measure.
It's like someone took all the ingredients of a spiritual buffet, threw them in a blender, hit pulse, and said, here you go.
Right. Maybe a good place to start is identifying those recurring themes. Personal transformation, for example. It's at the heart of almost every master's message.
Right. Whether it's Jesus emphasizing taking responsibility or Saint-Germain guiding us towards divine life, it all points to our ability to change.
And then there's the theme of interconnectedness, Yakasa's unified vision, and Tari's quantum leaps, even Tesla's unitary energy. We're not isolated, we're part of something so much bigger.
It's definitely a different perspective, wouldn't you say?
For sure. And we can't overlook the use of those familiar figures like Jesus and Tesla in this unconventional context.
It's a bold move. Are they trying to, give credibility to these esoteric teachings or make them more accessible? It definitely makes you think.
It does. Raises questions about intention, the power of association in how we perceive information.
Like, hey, if you admire Tesla's brilliance, maybe you should also consider his spiritual side. Whether you buy into it is another story, but it definitely gets your attention.
It does, and it reminds us that knowledge is multifaceted. Always more to learn, even about the things we think we know.
Right. I mean, we usually associate Tesla with innovation, technology, not necessarily channeling cosmic energy.
Mm.
Makes you wonder what other hidden depths might exist.
Exactly. And this spiritual university setup, the emphasis on transformation, interconnectedness, it all seems to echo those bigger trends in New Age thought, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Personal responsibility, tapping into universal energies, the significance of symbols. These ideas have been around, finding new expressions in different movements.
Right. It's like they took those existing concepts, repackaged them with the online university format, added this all-star cast of masters,
Yeah.
and created this unique experience.
Definitely unique. So where does that leave us? How do we even begin to process this?
I think that's the question, isn't it? How do we process this information? What do we take away from it?
It's like they're saying, look, we're all connected, even if we don't always see it. And maybe if we shift our thinking, we can actually shift reality too.
Which brings us back to that big question. What if there is some truth to these teachings? How would that change things?
Right. Like, would we look at relationships differently if we really believed we were all connected? Would we be more careful about our actions, knowing they could have those ripple effects?
Would we even be more open to seeing what we're capable of?
Yeah.
You know, that untapped potential they keep mentioning?
That's a lot, right? But I kind of love that. We're not supposed to just accept everything they're saying, but to use it to explore, you know?
Exactly. Start asking, what if? What if there's more to reality than we realize? What if we have more power than we think?
And even if we don't get clear answers, isn't that part of the journey? I feel like those moments when we have to really think, when our perspective changes, that's when we really grow.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with this. What really stood out to you? What got you thinking?
How will you take these ideas, these possibilities, and see how they fit into your own life?
Because the journey, like they said, starts within.
It does.
And on that note, we'll let you go ponder, explore, and who knows, maybe even start manifesting your own extraordinary reality.